You thought the world's goods were going to be actually acquirable. Man, oh man, I got bad news for you. You guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. I want to talk about the world's envelopes here as we're starting Market Watch here. For this year was the Magic Cylinder and the Dark Magician Girl. There's currently a giveaway over on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game page if you want to try your luck at, submitting the best moment out of Worlds and trying to win this. But you are currently looking at OCG store over there, selling these for about 1,000 USD a piece. Now, as of yesterday when I was looking at these, they were floating about $800 to about $1,000 themselves on the secondary. So if you're a collector and you want to collect things like this, your price point is already giga absurd as it is. And this is not something that you're going to very easily be able to get, especially having these back on the TCG side of things. The numbers are already going to be immediately low on these, so I can only imagine how these are going to float up. And then in addition to this, the special dual set, which was the Legendary Dragon of White and the Legendary Magician, the card sleeves have been flipping on the secondary market for these for $70 alone. And it was a matte sleeves and the promo card as well. And if the individual pieces are moving at $150, essentially a set. I did see these together floating on like the secondary side of the market for about $180 to $250. I know that's a huge fluctuation. Card Rush was moving them for a little bit cheaper than that. Obviously, conversion from yen to USD, knock off about however much percentage on the conversion, and that's what you're sitting at. It's definitely near 100 though at the end of the day for this. So those were the two biggest things I wanted to point out here in terms of pricing out of these things. People don't seem to understand these things have value, and they're just like, oh, I don't want these. But I mean, the average collector does care about these. What do you want me to do here? We've talked about Guardian Chimera for weeks. We saw the Ultra and the Secret go up. We're expecting a reprint out of this year's Megatins, but for whatever reason, they continue to go up. Secrets at the moment are $26, which, I mean, we have 45 listings. That's not terrible. And you have 44 listings down here for the Maze version. Also went up from the cheap price point that it previously was, but now the Collector's Rare, which had a market price at $60 as of filming this, has exceeded our expectations at the $80 mark. And I still don't really know what to say at the end of the day here, because this is one of those things that it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of hype around the illusion stuff. I still haven't seen it take off yet. I actually believe that there is something to this, because maybe somebody's like, well, it's not going to get the reprint. They're hyping it. I don't know. All right, but the point is, on the market, it is going up, and that's the reality of the situation at the moment. Boy. So they announced the dual terminal extension set in Japan, which is one new card and one alt art, and then a quadrillion reprints. Now, is the TCG going to get this ported over? Not after the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 terrible fiasco, because that was just awful. But because this set exists, people have already started the Infernoid buyouts, and I do honestly think that we are going to see these get a lot worse. I don't think that there's any stopping the train for this, because once the TCG players see that, they're like, ooh, Infernoid, what could they do? I mean, I'll be honest with you, an alt art tiara would be just sweet. All right, like, there's a lot of things that we can do with this, but I mean, there's plenty of these still in the market. It's an $8 alti. It's just the Infernoid stuff. The problem with the whole dual terminal, new cards is it's just one new card. Like, these archetypes, it's clear that they want to give them support, but it's like, hey, if you guys, it's almost like if you want the support, OCG wants you to buy the product to show that you are supporting them printing more support. It's almost like Konami saying, hey, give us some money and we'll give you some more support. So I don't know, that's the first time I've ever actually had that mentality towards a set, but I don't know. It's very interesting, but I mean, most of this stuff, I mean, Patrulia from OTS Pack only has 34 listings. That's is what it is. Pure Myas at $1.25, Harmadeck at $1.50. I mean, another $2 card here. Onakut, $2. Antra coming in at $1. Antra. Yeah, like, I'm not surprised to see how this is doing. I mean, regular Infernoid tiaras are 35 cents. Like, this is nothing. But, I don't know what it is. But it's always Imagination Station. It's always the Imagination Station that we come back to. That people are like, hey, you know, like, it is the card. Like, it is. Like, this card is always going to be the nuts. Because that's just what it is. All right. The fact that you could just dump all of your Infernoids and then, you know, feast upon the, you know, their corpses to be able to make the super boss monster. I'm not surprised, but we've already got a bump up of these. As of filming this, there are 32 listings of it. Not a super big fan of that. I already know that people are going to be looking at the foreign copies here going, well, you know, $4 is a lot better than, you know, $6 to $7. And I do agree. And of course, Void Vanishing down here at the $4 mark. But, I mean, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Imaginations, all of this stuff is something you're going to want to keep an eye on over the next couple of days just to see what's going to happen. The rescue hamster discussion. Well, you know, maybe we should look at cards that have direct impact on this. Well, here's where I'm sitting right now on this. It's just somebody's like, Melfi stuff, Robbie, Melfi. It's worth looking at. $3 for the Melfis of the Forest. These went down. Caddies are essentially $2. I mean, let's be honest here. This is the better one. This is, you know, one of the pieces that do make things. Oh yeah, $2. Like, that's not terrible. I mean, you're still a super rare from Rise of the Duelist. That's not too terrible. Puppy, 40 cents. And then, of course, 30 cents on the Melfi Rabbies. But I mean, like, is this the best use of things? I don't know. I still think that Sunseed Genius Loki with the whole glow bulb is way better. And I was actually shocked to walk in on this. I actually forgot that this card was almost $1 or floating around the dollar range. I'm not surprised in terms of the consistency of this, but you can thank all of the Rika Sun Avalon stuff that's been happening with this, because this is the core essential starter for, you know, the combo. Guilty Gearfried, the Magical Steel Knight. You know, these there's been talk about this card. They're like, it's a super poly target. You know, what's going on here? You know, it's 2 warriors with different attributes. You know, if you see your opponent make a warrior, and, you know, Draco Knight, Draco Quest exists to, you know, super poly the Baron and the, you know, the ending of that board. So, I don't know. Draco Quest has just seemed like a better super poly target if you're going down that rabbit hole. Vanquish Soul stuff. We talked about this the other day. I got told that it feels like quantities are dipping down a little bit. Maybe they are. I mean, the Borger here looks like kind of creeping up a little bit. Rosin still 80 listings, 68 on the Borgers. I don't see anything out of touch here too much, in my personal opinion. It looks pretty cruise control-y for what you would expect for this. I still think that Vanquish Soul is a very strong long-term pickup. The deck, once again, feels safe. You know, it's the consistency of the deck that definitely makes it into the monster that it actually is. And, of course, Max C. You know, for all the people out here, they're like, oh, Max C's coming back. You know, no, it's not. But, you know, there hasn't been a sale of Max C on here since 6/15/2023. And you know that, like, you can get a mod plate for $3.50 now. German, Spanish copies for under 4s. This is the lowest I've ever seen this card, and it's pretty much holding at this point in time. This is genuinely actually insane what we're seeing here, and a lot of people are just, they're dumbfounded by this. So, what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.